Narcissists are worshiping Satanists that are unleashing the beasts of this world. The beasts are the thoughts of the enemy beast system that are held captive to obey Christ. So in 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and of every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Bring every thought into captivity. And what I'm about to share with you is that every thought is being brought in by the beast system. And I'll explain to you what those thoughts are. So we're supposed to bring every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Ephesians 1:19 through 22. And what is the exceedingly greatness of his power towards us who believe, according to the working of his mighty power, and he worked in Christ when he raised him from the dead. So the power of God raised Jesus from the condition of dead. And he raised Jesus far above all demonic principalities, all powers and might and dominion, and every name that is named. So I'm going to name to you what the names of the beasts are in a moment. Not only in this age, but also that which is to come. So new things are coming upon this earth that we don't even have names for yet. So what is the beast? The beast is every high thing that exalts itself against what? The knowledge of God. Bring every thought into captivity to what? To the obedience of Christ. Because they are entities, they are real things. So certain thoughts are part of the beast system, and they are to be brought under the obedience of Christ, because sin is a personality of a beast. For example, murder, hatred, and being ready to punish all disobedience, which are the beasts and the creatures and the negative thoughts such as murder, when your obedience is filled. So that means when you are right with God and you are with Jesus at the right hand of the Father, far above in the third heaven, you're above all of these things because of where you're located in the most high heavens. Okay, here are the beast's thoughts. And these are creatures, and these are entities, and these are demon spirits. The name of the word is what the demon is, and what the demon's assignment is, and it's what the demon does. Unworthiness, hopeless, revenge, retaliation, unforgiveness, envy, hate, resentment, contempt, sexual perversion, promiscuity, despair, pride, ego, murder, covetousness, depression, not trusting God, insecurity, self-condemnation, self-loathing, whoredoms, haughtiness, depression. What are the thoughts again of the beast system that we need to hold captive to obey Christ? All the works of the flesh. Here I go. I know I talk about this a lot. Which here they are: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, contentions, jealousies, envy, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, dissensions, heresies, envy, murders, drunkenness, rivalries. These are all the unclean spirits, and we are to hold all of these works of the flesh into captivity to the obedience, and these thoughts into the obedience of Christ. These are the thoughts of the beast system that are being ready to be punished for all disobedience. These are the thoughts of disobedience and rebellion against God, against the kingdom of heaven. So narcissists are committing crimes through the works of the flesh against the kingdom of heaven. Because in my personal life, I'm breaking my allegiance to the narcissist kingdom of darkness and captivity from the narcissist. So because I'm doing this, the narcissist is committing adultery against me. And it's a punishment for me breaking my allegiance to his kingdom. He's committing fornication. He's committing uncleanness. I mean, I hear things like threesomes, and God only knows with the world today what is really going on in that department. He is committing hate. He gives a scowl to me that looks like the Grinch. It's like happy, but hate at the same time. You know what I'm talking about. He is committing envy and covetousness towards me. And his envy and covetousness and his jealousy is over my access to the fruits of the Spirit. Because he's connected and plugged into the kingdom of darkness, he doesn't have access as a demonic entity into any of the fruits of the Spirit. So he hates that I have easy access to that kingdom because it doesn't belong to him. So he's committing selfish ambitions against me. He makes comment about having a life insurance to protect our daughter, who's 14, but really, if he could get me to commit suicide, he would be the benefactor, and that's selfish ambitions. It's really about what's in it for the narcissist. If he can get me to kill myself and make him the beneficiary. He's committing contentions of contempt. He makes judgments against me because he doesn't like the fake God that I worship. Again, this is a crime of heresy against the kingdom of heaven. He commits rivalries against me, which means he allows competition with the new girlfriend, with family, friends, and pits everyone that used to be my ally against me. That is the works of rivalries. He commits the spirit of dissension, which is basically the same thing. Bullying up against me with everyone that can come against me. The spirit of heresy, which is mocking my religion and my relationship with God, because he's claiming that it's a cult and I'm a religious fanatic. The spirit of lewdness, which is just unclean words and curse words. The spirit of outbursts of wrath, and it happens like 25 times a day. The spirit of drunkenness, and although he's not drinking, he still acts like a dry drunk. The spirit of idolatry and witchcraft. When you are a worshiping narcissist and a worshiping Satanist, as a worshiping Satanist, he really thinks that he's going to heaven. And I know through the witchcraft that he has access to in the second heaven that he has killed people. But of course he thinks he's going to heaven because the God that he worships is the father of the lie and the father of the betrayal of humanity.